This is a 4-minute introduction to the audio-described version of Origin by Ravi Deepres, presented by Birmingham 2022 Festival. The video lasts for just over 9 minutes. The film is organised in 3 parts and focuses on Morgan Lake, Part 1, Abigail Irozuru, Part 2, and Thomas Young, Part 3. Morgan Lake is a British track and field athlete specialising in heptathlon and the high jump. In her late 20s, Morgan is a brown-skinned black woman, tall and slim with long legs and arms. Morgan wears her dark hair braided tightly to her scalp. She wears lycra, either all black or grey leggings with minty green vest that stops short of her midriff. Morgan is presented either at a practice track or in a gym as she trains. Intercut with images of Morgan, a young girl goes about her own training programme. The credits reveal her to be Emiria Lee. She's 12 years old, also with brown skin. Her long, dark brown hair is sleeked back into a bun at her crown. She wears black leggings and a purple t-shirt as she runs along her hometown streets or trains in her school gym, repeating sit-ups or preparing for a high jump, her focus every bit as intense as Morgan's. Abigail Irozuru is a British track and field athlete specialising in long jump. In her early 30s, Abigail is a black British woman of Nigerian heritage. She has brown skin, is 5 feet 9 inches tall with a muscular build. Abigail wears her hair in long braids, brown with light golden tips. She wears black lycra, leggings with Adidas Stella McCartney branded vest that stops short of her midriff. Abigail is presented either at her practice track or in a gym as she trains, focused intently on her task. Intercut with images of Abigail, a teenage athlete, Malaya J, goes about her own training programme on her urban housing estate. She's also brown-skinned, her long dark hair sleeked back into a plaited tail that reaches the small of her back. She wears grey leggings and black vest as she runs along her hometown streets or local park, preparing for a long jump, her focus every bit as intense as Abigail's. Thomas Young is a British parasprinter with coordination impairment, specialising in the 100 metres. In his early 20s, Thomas is mixed race with brown skin. He's 5 feet 9 inches tall with an athletic build. Thomas styles his loose, dark, curly hair in a high American flat top. He wears an orange Birmingham 2022 t-shirt and dark grey tracksuit bottoms with a gold chain around his neck. Thomas is on the practice track as he trains, focused intently on his task. Intercut with images of Thomas, 3 young people, 2 black, 1 brown-skinned, go about their own training programmes on their local housing estates or school fields. All are young teenagers and wear black tracksuit bottoms with t-shirts or vests. Other young athletes make fleeting appearances. Birmingham 2022 Festival, Commonwealth Games. Origin by Ravi Deepres, Part 1, Morgan Lake, High Jump. Morgan looks directly into the camera as she stands alone on an empty local running track in running gear. A full athletics crowd applauds. Return to Morgan standing alone, her full body now revealed by the camera. Morgan runs alone around the practice track, her stride long and bouncy. A young athlete, Emiria, runs along her hometown pavement. At the practice track, Morgan massages the ball of 1 foot. Emiria does the same. Morgan massages her spine over a roller. Emiria lies back on a sit-up ball, repeating sit-ups. On the track, Morgan adjusts a hurdle. Side onto the hurdles, she steps along the track, lifting one leg then the other over each hurdle. Facing the hurdles, she makes her way along the track, swinging one leg then the other either side. In the gym, Emiria practices an approach to a high jump. Morgan practices her own approach to a gym's high bar. Morgan stands at the start of a sprint running lane, eyes focused on the lane before her. She runs, viewed first from behind, then from the front, her stride long, knees and hands pumping high. A tape measure is held against a bar, rising above 1.5 metres. A yellow high bar, viewed from below. Morgan stands at a distance, eyes focused on the bar before her. In her school gym, Emiria focuses on her own bar. A drone's eye view of leafy treetops swaying in the breeze. Emiria focuses hard on the challenge before her. Morgan stands before hers in a gym, hands rolling as she visualizes her jump in her mind. Emiria gets set, rocking back and forth. Morgan sets off in slow motion. A stadium crowd applauds. In the gym, Morgan bounds towards the bar, knees and arms lifting high. She arrives side on and launches. Cut to the drone's eye view of the treetops. Also in slow motion, Emiria clears her own bar, tumbling onto the crash mat behind her. She stands, hands on hips, looking into the camera, a soft, satisfied and determined smile on her lips. As the camera pulls away, the large blue crash mat is revealed behind her, the metre-high bar by its side. Origin by Ravi Deepres, Part 2, Abigail Irozuru, Long Jump. Abigail looks directly into the camera, standing alone on an empty local running track. As the camera pulls back, it reveals her Adidas Stella McCartney branded top. A young athlete, Malaya, runs through her concrete housing estate. A lazy cat watches her pass. Abigail jogs along a practice track. Malaya jogs the pavement, then along a school gym. Abigail jumps high on the spot in her gym, arms pumping. Malaya does the same. Abigail lifts a medicine ball above her head and back to touch the wall behind her, repeating the exercise. Malaya bounces and catches her ball against the wall at waist height. Abigail does the same. Malaya bounces the ball at head height. Abigail does the same. A full athletics crowd applauds. Abigail focuses intently on the challenge before her. A drone's eye view of Malaya standing in a green field. The drone's eye lowers to face her as she focuses on a dry, gravelly path in the grass before her, leading to a sandpit. A sports stadium clock ticks through. Abigail gets set at the start of her run-up lane, rocking back and forth. In her green field, Malaya gets set, then goes. In slow motion, Abigail pounds along her lane, knees raising high, fists pumping, cheeks blowing, before reaching the board and launching. Malaya launches and lands in her pit, legs stretched before her, smiling as sand scatters all around. She gets up and dusts herself down. She stands looking directly into the camera, a portrait of defiant determination, arms hanging loose at her sides. Origin by Ravi Deepres, Part 3, Thomas Young, 100 metres. 7 para-athletes get set to sprint. They go. Close up on Thomas, standing and looking directly into the camera, blinking. A young female athlete stands in her school playground looking directly into the camera. A young male athlete stands on a sports field also looking into the camera. Another young female athlete does the same, standing on a grass running track. A full body portrait of the young female athlete still on the school playground. The young man jogs along the pavement of his estate. A young female athlete runs along a terraced street. The young man jogs on through the estate. A young woman passes a Union Jack flag hoisted in a domestic driveway. On his practice track, Thomas ties the laces of his running shoes, preparing for training, running along a lane, lying on his back, twisting legs from side to side. The young athletes limber up, balancing on one foot and pulling an ankle behind and up to stretch out their thigh. Thomas places a heel to the ground and stretches out his calf. A young athlete balances on one foot, pulling an ankle further up and back. The athletes lie on their back, cycling legs in the air. An athletics crowd applauds. Thomas trains alone on his practice lane, skipping along it, lifting each leg high before him as he goes. Balancing on one leg, he swings the other back and forth. His exercises intercut with the others, each running in their own environment. Thomas now stands holding a medicine ball. He hurls it high above his head, lets it drop behind him. He skips along a practice lane, kicking each leg high before him, his face focused and determined. A young athlete runs along a sports field lane. Thomas sets a starter block at the start of his lane, adjusting its footplates. In the sports field, the young athletes set themselves in their own starting blocks, watched by other young athletes. Each places their hands precisely behind the white starting line, before looking up and ahead. Thomas is set in his own block. He looks up and ahead. From his point of view, we see the first number of his lane, an upside-down number 5. Then the camera slowly reveals the full length of the lane before him, the full 100 meters. He goes, as do the young athletes, running their own lanes, their faces grimacing with effort. Intercut with an international athletics competition. Where Thomas pulls ahead of the 7 sprinters, the young athletes all reach their finish lines. As Thomas dips at his finish, the image freezes on his winning position, mid-stride, his face triumphant. Credits roll. Birmingham 2022 Festival presents Origin. Director, cinematographer and editor Ravi Deepres, producer Pip Piper, composer Joel Cadbury, camera and co-editor Luke Unsworth, featuring Morgan Lake and Amiria Lee, Abigail Irozuru and Malaya J, Thomas Young, Amrit Kaur, Amiria Lee, Tayela Gale, Nuri Pikni, Ali Nawaz and Curtis Booth. In memory of Mick Thacker and Mark Wren. Produced by Film and Video Umbrella, generously supported by Arts Council England and National Heritage Lottery Fund. Audio described by Tony McBride for Vocalise.